Good afternoon, team. Second part of the report is related to the scope and schedule of the proposed project. See, you might have selected a new project in the morning session. So now I want you to work on scope and schedule of that respective project. The document that I sent you is a sample document that we prepare to complete whatever the requirements that are asked. So the main headings that are given are the actual requirements. We are supposed to create scope and schedule in which we need to write about final project scope, project requirements, then work breakdown structure. Then we speak about project schedule, when it is going to start and when it is going to end. Then we speak about project milestones and deliverables. And finally, we write about stakeholder engagement and communication plan. Maybe this part is already written in first part of the project, that is in charter itself. We will be updating it because as we are speaking about scope and schedule, we might be communicating about the scope and schedule multiple times to the project manager or project stakeholders. So it is very important that we create some kind of meetings that we conduct to ensure that we communicate everything to the stakeholders and project teams and project managers. Related to those, we will be creating certain meetings using which we will be communicating the information. Okay, so before we start this document, it is very important that we have some basic detailing, basic understanding regarding the project schedule. So after completing this project schedule, we can complete remaining all activities. Okay, this is a simple document. Everything depends on identifying what kind of works we do as a part of completing this project. I recommend you people to take 5 to 6 important works, main works that we perform as a part of completing your project. For example, if it is an information system development, maybe we will be creating basic analysis to find requirement analysis. We call requirement analysis. Then based on the requirements, we create structural designs, how the system should work. We will be creating UML diagrams, data flow diagrams, different types of diagrams that helps to assess the application that we are going to develop in future. Okay, maybe design diagrams, creating design diagrams. Then we create or we develop the software, developing software. Then we test software. We implement it. We work on user acceptance testing. And finally, we close the project. Okay, sorry, close the project. So these are some main, we call it project closure. So these are some main activities or main works that we perform as a part of completing the selected project, that is developing an information system. Under each and every, these are main activities, and there will be certain sub activities. If you observe all these main activities, how we can identify a main activity? Main activity is something that involves certain utilization of certain amount of resources. It can be a material resource or a human resource. Okay, so it involves certain amount of resource and it requires certain time period to complete the activity. And after completing that process, we can evaluate, we can get some kind of outcome. So after completing so maybe this requirement analysis requires business analysts, software analysts, system analysts who have some good understanding on how a system can be developed. Okay, so for that purpose, we consider these kind of people, where business analyst evaluates what kind of business activities the organization is conducting and for which business activity the software application is required. And system analyst critically evaluates what kind of system, functional systems that are required for building the application. So from this, they will create a quotation, and they will send the quotation to the client. Based on the acceptance of the client, the work regarding the project will be continuing. Okay, so requirement analysis also contains discussion of conducting survey on employees if they have any concerns regarding the application that is about to develop. That details should be addressed. So they conduct some kind of survey to understand what difficulties employees are experiencing, and what are their expectations regarding the new application that we are going to develop. Next one is organization heads, people who owns the organization. They will definitely have certain reason for which they want us to implement software system. Okay, so to collect details regarding what expectations, what requirements they have, we perform surveys, we conduct interviews. Okay, and in generally we perform some kind of system analysis activities. So under this activity, now we have three to five types of works that we do. We call them sub activities, and this is a milestone. This becomes a milestone, and under this milestone we will be having three important activities. Maybe a survey, maybe system analysis, survey to understand employee requirement, and interviews to collect details from the employers, business owners. Okay, now we have three different activities. From this activity, this activity requires certain people to work on that activity, and it consumes certain time. And definitely after completing this activity, it will help us to know what are the key activities, key works that we are going to perform as a part of completing the project. Okay, what are the key requirements, key functionalities, key non-functionalities that are required for completing the project, that should be understood. Survey clearly shows some kind of concerns, maybe like this, whatever the functionalities that we identified here, that should be modified or properly done, understanding the employee concerns. Okay, such that they won't resist to use the software system. Next, interviews to understand actual business requirements of business owner. So in this way, we create different sub activities. This is the main activity, and these are sub activities. And if you can explore the concept, you can again divide this into smaller tasks. But my suggestion is your project management sheet should contain at least 20 odd tasks, including main tasks and subtasks. My suggestion is that you take at least 6 main tasks and a minimum of 4 subtasks under each main task. Like this is one main task, under this 3 to 5 subtasks should be taken. Okay, appropriate subtasks. So only the formula here is whatever the activity you mention under the main task or a subtask, whatever the task you mention, that should consume certain amount of resources. It can be a material resources or human resources to complete that activity. And at the completion of, at the end of that activity, there should be some outcome. Then only you can call it a activity. Okay, so please complete all these activities like this. And I guess I have sent you one email regarding MS Project creating tasks and everything. So your task sheet will be like this. Maybe after completion of your activity, your main task will be given like this.
Previous job.
So maybe your main task, whatever the main task that you have done, those tasks will be like this, and these are the subtasks, and this is again a main task. In this way, you will be having all the main tasks and subtasks, and you will be allocating certain period amount of time to each and every task. And I want you to identify who will be performing each activity. Maybe requirement analysis, as I told you, software system analyst, business analyst will be working on this activity. Next, creating design diagrams, maybe a software engineer, system design engineer, interface design engineer, they will be working on creating designs. It contains a lot of different activities. So software design, different types of software design diagrams. You just cross check, you will get different names. Next, developing software, creating software, software development, application coding, installation of softwares, everything comes under this one. For this, we need again a software developer, systems engineer, software engineer, okay, interface designers. They will be working on this section too. Next, testing section, testing software. Who are the people that will be performing testing? You just cross check in the internet. You will definitely find software test engineer. He will be working on software test, and different types of testing will be conducted. Maybe unit test, integration test, system test. In this way, different types of test activities will be performed. Each activity will be performed by the test engineer. Implementation, for every task, there will be a certain person who will be working on that task to complete. So you identify those people too, and include them in the space provided here. We call it a resource. To add those resources in your document, it is clearly given. Okay, resource who will be working on different type of tasks. So relate them and use it to complete your work. Okay. So next one is after creating this kind of table. So what I want you to do is like you just select from plan to, like whatever your project plan is there, you just select task name under which there will be details. You just select all the details, just copy all the details, and create your work breakdown structure. How you can create, for example, if these are your activities, just copy them, and under insert, there is an option called smart draw. Just take it and take hierarchy option and select OK. Just copy them and paste them. Your project name. Okay, you just select all the activities. When you take these all activities, you will get a proper alignment for them. Okay, so now here it is not showing that proper alignment, but usually it shows a proper alignment because the first line in your project management will be your project title. When you copy everything, it will be like this. So this is your work breakdown structure. Okay, so numbering should be given for that. If you see here, for each project task, there will be certain number. For main task, we are not going to give any number. Here it is 1.1. You start with 1.1 because this is 1. Okay, this is the main task. Under that main task, we have 3 different activities, 1.2 and 1.3. And this is 1.3 maybe. Next, this should be under this one, under 1.1, we will have 1.1.1 numbering. And this is 1.1.2. And it becomes 1.1.3. In this way, your numbering should be given. Remember, first line, first main parent will have 1 as number, under which its siblings will have 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, because these are part of project. And under 1.1, it will be 1.1.1 to 1.1.3. They are child nodes of 1.1. Okay, this is how you should create WBS. So as I told you, once you finish this one, creating a work breakdown structure as it was given here, it is a simple thing. You can simply create it, just including using smart draw and including all the details into it. That's it. Okay, that becomes work breakdown structure. And each heading, each main task, like here, whatever the main task is there, if you check this, at each level, first after planning phase, your outcome, your deliverable, So you just write in such a manner that what are your deliverables? First, project start, agreement signed is the main deliverable. After project initiation, again, some signed agreement document. Requirement analysis, you will be having a requirement specification document as outcome. At each phase of your work in this project, if you take maybe these are main activities, right? Every main activity, we call it a milestone. Okay, and at the end of each milestone, at this prototype, designed prototype will be outcome, system design document will be an outcome, system requirement specification will be an outcome. At each stage of your project plan, there will be outcome. Those two details should be maintained. You are supposed to discuss the milestone. Milestone is the main activity that you mentioned in the project plan, and an appropriate outcome will be, an appropriate deliverable will be produced after completion of that milestone. Those details should be mentioned. So this is the best example to understand the topic. Okay, so these three sections can be completed immediately in no time after completing the project schedule. So next important task is project scope. So you need to properly discuss what kind of works you are going to complete. Here you can see there are a lot of works that we have done. Among that, what are the main activities? Maybe you can expand milestones. Whatever the milestones we have mentioned, but that milestone should be properly elaborated and discussed in project scope. Next, project requirements. In the project requirements, speak about basic resources such as budget, time that is required, and maybe total number of people that will be working in the project. You can speak about resource related details such as what kind of resources that are involved in the work, and what kind of materials that we are going to use in the completion of the project. These details should be discussed. Simply, you will be discussing financial details. You'll be discussing in details about time boundedness, time related constraints. Then you speak about materials that are required to complete the project, and you speak about human resources that are required to complete the project. Okay, by doing this, your scope and schedule is done. So the major part is writing this, creating schedule, and writing materials and human resources required. So by this, your project scope and schedule will be completed. Okay, all the best.